What's up, y'all? It's your boy Lil Ya from UNLV. You with me? Welcome to my podcast, the Be Real 23 podcast. Tell a friend. Hit that like and subscribe button ASAP. And oh yeah, tell another friend about my podcast, man. Look, this episode, I want to talk about UNLV recording process. I want to take it back to day one, how we always recorded and what made us come up with our concepts of our songs. I want to talk about different songs that we recorded, what was on our mind when we recorded, just the whole process of it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Our process, herbal tea, y'all, good. Well, our recording process was real simple to us. It's probably complicated to anybody or everybody else, but it's real simple to us. What we would do, every morning we would hook up, first of all, just on some friend type shit, you know what I'm saying? Hanging together every day, you know, we was real friends, was brothers, you know what I'm saying? We hang every day. So what we'll do is, in the midst of getting up and hanging in the morning, we'll just have a regular day, and throughout that regular day, we guarantee to come up with a couple of hooks, and not really just trying to do it, just being us, and always listening to music and always having some type of music concepts on our mind or something. We're always just, one of us will just come up with a hook every day. You know what I'm saying? If we knew we was actually working on an album at the time, we wouldn't really force it. We would just think more of a hook. You know what I'm saying? If it makes sense to y'all. But most of the time, we wouldn't even be thinking about it. It'll just come to one of us, and we'll start saying it. Once one starts saying it, everybody starts saying it. Feel the melody, or either change the melody of it or the harmony. You know what I'm saying? Change it or feel it. You know, it'll do the same thing or whatever. Then everybody catch on to it. So, okay, we'll have that chorus going. Then we'll build a concept around it. Like, say, for instance, I remember specifically getting to it with a nigga. You know, Yella came with the hook. Yella was like, getting to it with a nigga, gotta tow my gun. Getting to it with a nigga, gotta tow my gun. You dig? We didn't like me nor Chick didn't like the melody, but we like the words. So we switched the words to get into it. Switch the melody to get into it with a nigga, gotta tow my gun. Get into it with a nigga, gotta tow my gun. You dig? So that's how we switched the melody of that song. So next we will come with the chorus. The concept of it. Now when we come with the concept of it, that's when we would depart. Like maybe, we'll leave that right there. We got the concept, we got the chorus, all that's together. That's made as one. Everybody made that together. But once we get the concept, we do our own writing. You know what I'm saying? We go home and do our own writing about that concept, and we'll get together the next day and see who got their verse for it or whatever. If everybody got their verse, we see who verse go first. Who verse makes sense to go second, and who verse makes sense to go last. You know what I'm saying? Then we start. We explore everybody explore everybody's verse. Like, say for instance, what I mean by explore each other's verses. I might spit my verse. All right, I spit my verse. Then Yella spit his verse. Then Tech spit his verse. Then we come back and we be like, damn, what was the first thing you said? What was the last thing you said? Or whatever. We put the verses in place like that. Then we go to Manny Fresh. Manny Fresh would say, yo, let me hear y'all chorus. Basically, that's all we ever had to let him hear, was the chorus. He didn't even have to hear the verse. He hear the chorus, track me. So it was that simple. You know what I'm saying? Once we let him hear the chorus, he make the track. We already have our songs, but by then, we even learn, I forgot one process. Before we go to Manny Fresh, we take time to learn each other verse. Because we use the ad-lib. If you listen to any of our UNLV records, we ad-lib on each other verses. You know, even though you might we might ad-lib on our own verses as well. But the majority of the song, we ad-libbing on each other verses. Listen to Mac Mouth Callio. Oh, that's the ultimate song that we really ad-libbed on each other verses and, stuff like that. And I think, we basically the only group record like that and do that. That was our method. So once we learn each other verses or whatever, we ready to go in the studio. We ready to go deal with Fresh. When Fresh get the track together, we go and record. So this process, we used to record one album in no longer than I'll say 2 weeks. Our album would be complete, but we'll only have like maybe 8 sessions at the most, 8 studio sessions at the most. And the studio sessions never lasted longer than 3 hours. We never was in there from 12 o'clock to 5 the next morning. We ain't do that. We pre-product first. Once we pre-product, we already know what we're going to do. So we land 3 songs a night. You know what I'm saying? So 3, 6, 9, 12. And we had like 17. Well, we had like 6 sessions because we had like 17, 18 songs on each album, pretty much. Or less than that. Nah. Uptown for Life had maybe 16 songs, I think, something like that. I don't know. I could be off. I could be tripping. But anyway, our method of recording albums was real simple, quick, and easy. The Cash Money actually taught us about pre-producing, meaning get the track and song it up before you actually go in the studio and record. And that saved us a lot of money. Because back in the days, they didn't have you didn't have these home studios where you could go to and record all the time and shit like that. You were spending money on any and everything. So, people that had their studios back then, their studio equipment rather, they had the advantage. If you use it, you utilize it right. I can remember Cash Money was standing on Donna Drive when we didn't record in the office or the office building they had or whatever. We would pre-record at the house. We'll go out there to Donna Drive, Fresh have all the equipment set up or whatever. Boys had the NBA Jam games and that shit like that, little shit to get you relaxed and get a little tension off you or whatever. They had nice games in the house, and pretty much we all had a room there. You know what I'm saying? We all stayed there one time or another. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you got ready or just want to get out the hood, want to go somewhere, or don't want to go home, you could go to Donna Drive. That's where Baby and Slim stayed. And that's where we did our pre-producting at most of the time when we wasn't in the office. But yeah, we'll pre-product or whatever, make sure everything Trump tight. By the time we go to the studio, we knocking out at least 3 songs. It was all on our vocals. How many songs our vocals can handle in one day, that's how many we was doing. Because we definitely was ready for them. We didn't go in the studio unless we was ready. And we stayed ready, even today we record a lot quicker than a lot of artists that rappers really, what I'm saying, that record in the studio. Their methods be different. A lot of them write in the studio, a lot of them do this and do that, but that was UNLV method. Now my method, I really write in the studio now, like on my own, not using the UNLV method. I just go because I have so much time. I have my own home studio. I have so much time. I could just go in there, put a track on and write. You know what I'm saying? Get my engineer call my engineer through and record. You know what I'm saying? It's so different now. Things are different. But I'm pretty sure when tech come home, we're gonna go back to that same method of how we record. You know, UNLV method. Kick it daily, you feel me? When we together, you know what I'm saying, running it and matching all hooks, coming up with some hooks, woo, woo, get a concept, write our verse, get a track, lay it down. That's the process. And that's basically, you know, what we stick to, what we've been doing for all these years. Like 16 albums or somewhere around there, 15, 16 albums. None of the methods has changed. None of them. You know, that's our process. You know, we never ever let anybody write for us. Chorus, lyrics, none of that. We never experienced that. You know, not saying that something wrong with it to those that let people write for them or whatever, but we never did that. We never took that route. However, we both wrote for people before, you know, and a lot of times you can't speak on that. But it's all good, you know what I'm saying? Good herbal tea, boy, that shit good. Yeah, so I let y'all in on our recording process, you feel me? I hope for those that up and coming artists and, you know, people that rap, entertaining kind of way, I hope y'all can take that and use it as a tool some type of way. You know, it's definitely a money saver and is a method that worked for us for years. So I don't see why it won't work for nobody else. You dig? You already know. Hit that like and subscribe button. Tell a friend about my podcast. You wait me. I'm out.